Hey everybody, I know I did a vlog, a vlog yesterday. Decided I wanted to do another one today, and I'll probably do another one tomorrow with my UFC 160 predictions for the fights on Saturday. But anyways, man, I've got a raging headache right now. Won't stop pounding. And anyways, so I thought I'd talk into my iPhone for a little bit and just hope that maybe the pain would recede like my hairline. We'll find out. Music in the background is provided by Velvet Revolver. I figured it was fitting since I'm wearing my Velvet Revolver shirt. Amazing show, by the way. I know Scott Weiland is a little cuckoo. It's from all the drugs. But the fact of the matter is, dude knows how to put on one hell of a fucking rock show. So, anyways, okay, so the point of this vlog is, I wanted to tell a story that happened to me. You can take it however you want after you hear the story. The fact this is a very, very true story. This actually happened to me. I see it as a supernatural happening. It's a sad story. You can tell me I'm full of crap all you want. I lived through this little thing, and still thinking about it, talking about it, freaks me the hell out. But anyways, alright. So, after I had quit college, my senior year, I had dropped out with a semester to go. I moved back to Sioux City, Iowa, and lived with my mom. And my brother was, he's a year and a half younger than me. He was staying at my mom's house as well at that time. So I was looking for a job, kind of. The main thing is I was struggling with what am I going to do with the rest of my life. I knew what I wanted to do, which is make music for a living. Play drums and rock the hell out all across the country, all across the world. Try to make everyone's lives a little bit better, if for only an hour when I was on stage. That wasn't happening at that point, so I was staying with my mom, like real grown-up boys do. One night, I was doing the dishes. It was a very dark night, which makes sense, right? Dark night. But I don't mean because it was black outside. I meant my spirit, it seemed like something was off. Like something just wasn't right. So, I'm there doing the dishes, and as I said in, I think, one of my first couple of vlogs, I'm a spiritual person. So, I'm not preachy, I'm not religious, as you can tell from my potty mouth, but I believe in God. And so, on this night, with everything, this feeling of dark that had, like, cloaked me and what had come over me, I started praying while I was doing the dishes. And I'm like, alright, whatever. I'm just gonna do these dishes. This feeling will go away. It'll be cool, whatever. I felt this before, it's no big deal. My brother was in the living room of my mom's, of the house she was staying at. He was watching a basketball game, I believe, if I remember correctly. As he was watching the game, and I was doing the dishes, there's a window right by the sink, okay? So I'm doing up against the wall by the sink. There's a window with a window pane that couldn't have been more than an inch wide on the outside. As I'm doing the dishes, this cat, I look up from scrubbing or whatever, I look up and there's this cat standing on this windowsill outside the window. And it kind of freaked me out. I'm like, what the hell? How did this cat get up there? I mean, that's a stealthy cat, number one. But number two, that, like I said, that window pane was only, the windowsill was only an inch thick. It was only an inch wide. There's no, for a cat to jump up there and land and balance and stay put on this windowsill didn't seem like physically possible to me. It's like, how the hell did this cat get up there? Kind of freaked me out a little bit. The dark feeling that I've been feeling got bigger, and I'm like, well, what's going on? So I was looking at this cat, and all of a sudden I realized that the sound from the basketball game or football, I can't remember, not important to the story. My brother was watching sports. Whatever he was watching in the TV in the other room, the sound was gone, and it was quiet. And so I went into the other room, and my brother was praying. And I'm like, dude, do you feel what I feel? I'm like, it feels like really dark, right? And he was like, yeah. I forgot to mention, the cat outside the window was crying incessantly. It was non-stop, just meow, 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 meow. You know, that sad meow of help me or give me shelter or feed me or whatever. It wasn't just a happy meow. It was something's up meow. At least that's how I took it, because of the darkness that I felt around me. So my brother he says, no, it's there's some kind of, it just feels like dark, heavy, sad, right? And so I told him about the cat on the windowsill. I'm like, you'll never believe this. This is this cat standing out there on this little windowsill. I don't know how it got up there or what, but it's crying like a son of a... I mean, it's crying nonstop. And so we went out to the front, door, and we were going to open it, just look outside and just to see what we felt going on the porch. When we get out there, when we open the door, there's like a little kitten. Not the same cat, not even the same color, didn't look like it was from even the same family. I think the one I saw was like white stripe, whatever. The one out here was not a black cat, but it was a darker cat, the kitten. But it was noticeably younger than the cat that I had seen in the windowsill. As soon as we saw that cat and the little kitten on the front door, dude, we started praying hardcore. We're like, what's going on, man? This is crazy. This is insanely, that we both felt the same thing at the same time. These two cats that looked like from different families, but were both crying. One older, one younger, and all of this. And so we just prayed real quick. The kitten ran away. We went inside. My brother sat down again to watch his program, the sporting event that he was watching. And I went back to the kitchen. I'm like, all right, whatever. We prayed, went back into the kitchen, started finishing the dishes, and that cat, the older one, was back up on that windowsill crying. And just non-stop letting me know, we need help. I need help. There's something wrong. Help me. And I had noticed that the feeling of darkness that had like kind of cloaked me didn't go anywhere. Even after we prayed, it was still pretty thick, like a winter coat, drenched, draped over me and stuff. So, I went back out and talked to my brother, and he's like, "Yeah, I don't get it, dude, but it hasn't left me either." We prayed a little bit more, and we're like, "What else can we do?" all we can do is just pray and let it go and hope that, whatever we're feeling just goes away. Cut to the next day. I'm in the car with my mom. She's driving me somewhere. And we have the radio on. Actually, no, she works. My mom, at that time, she worked at the police station. She would input and into the computer different things. I don't want to say receptionist because she wasn't a receptionist. I don't know her exact position. Not important. She worked at the police station. She had heard of a of something that had happened the night before, which is the night that my brother and I felt the spiritual darkness, saw these cats, prayed, wondered what the hell was going on, etc., etc. She tells me about the story about a sister, an older sister and a younger brother who had either been kidnapped. I think they were kidnapped. They had been kidnapped, beaten, and murdered. Not even a couple of miles from where my mom's house was. And it was at the exact the time of death that the police investigators had for these two young kids being murdered was 7-ish p.m. The exact same time when my brother and I were praying because we felt some spiritual attack or darkness or whatever you want to call it. It was the exact same time. So when my mom told me this, man, I felt guilty. I was just like, how the hell, That's crazy. What could I have done, man? If I had only known, if I had only had wisdom and seen what was going on, that maybe I could have done something to prevent this horrible thing from happening, because it's like the signs were there. There was an older kitten and a younger kitten, and they were both crying like they needed help, like they needed shelter, food, something. They were in need of assistance. So yeah, I dealt with a little bit of guilt, like going, man, it's like everything was there pointing to something evil happening, but my brother and I had no idea the magnitude of what was really taking place. And the only reason I tell you this story is because, number one, it's a freaky story that actually happened to me. I think about that often, and it's made me, as I've grown and into my spiritual person, into more a man, not just a kid quitting college, but as I've grown older and hopefully wiser, definitely not more mature, but definitely hopefully wiser, it's made me more in tune as to spiritual things happening, and just trying to always seek out, alright, I've got a bad feeling, what is this? Anytime I feel that dark cloud coming over me, I try to pinpoint what that is, to see if there's anything I can do, to see, what's going on, how I should respond, all these different facets of my thought process. And it all comes back to that night when my brother and I went through that, and then the next day found out that these two kids were kidnapped, brutally beaten, brutally murdered, the same time we were feeling that spiritual heaviness and darkness around us. So, trippy story, man. And hopefully you can gain something from that. if anything more than just a holy shit, dude, that's crazy. I hope that you guys can, anyone who's watching this or listening to this can get something out of that. Like, you know what? There's more to this life than just walking around and bumping into people and meeting new people and going to work and paying your bills and consuming, defecating. There's more to life than that. There's stuff we don't know about. Science tries to prove stuff, but there's stuff that we don't get. We can't see. We can't we can't grasp even the smallest amount of understanding about it. Just my opinion that there's a world that we can't see that's around us, kind of like the Force-ish, and I do believe in God. There's no mystery involved in what does Jeremy believe. I believe in God. I believe that there is a creator, okay? But to each their own. I will never be preachy. I will never shove any of my beliefs down anyone's throats because fuck that. Not cool. But I will say that I do believe there's more than just what we see with our naked eye. There's more. There's something. And that story about the two kids and those cats, and that has always, since that night, it's always kind of pushed me to what's going on that we can't see. What is it? Trying to be more in tune with my spirit. So anyways, there's my story. That's my vlog. I hope you all have a good night or morning whenever you're watching this. Love, respect, boobs. Peace.